What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Just the Tip. We are here to give you guys some random happenings going on and to have a little bit of fun while doing it. So, I'm Josh.
And I'm standing here fucking with the lights trying to get the hue right so I don't look as shitty. Put a filter on me.
So you don't have that deep orange hue?
Yeah, that deep orange hue. These orange guys are bad.
Speaking of orange people, yeah. Guys, if this is your first time joining us, this is a podcast where we cover everything from politics to random technology to whatever that we're feeling like at the point in time. So we appreciate you guys for joining us. If you would like to see more of this content, make sure that you push subscribe, give us a like, and hang out for a minute and listen to what we have to say. So on today's episode, we've got some Facebook ramblings going on, something with Asmongold, more Kamala Harris, and we also pulled up some new merchandise for you that we'll show you at the end that's pretty sharp. And we also have a new product that we're going to talk about that either just came out or is coming out called Nintendo Alarmo. I just showed King for the first time, too. So thank you guys for joining us, and we're going to roll right into this.
Alarmo.
All right, guys, so the first thing we have to talk about is right here. So Senior Meta, or Facebook software engineer, tells James O'Keefe that anti-Kamala posts are automatically demoted, 100% red listed by the Civic Classifier.
This headliner is very misleading because this senior meta Facebook software engineer did not tell James O'Keefe directly. What James O'Keefe does is he capitalizes on thirsty ass dudes that want to get laid. So what he'll do is have like a smoke show, go on like a fucking dating app or whatever, and message people in certain businesses. He's done this with Disney. He's done this with other people where he'll take somebody high up and send a shorty in there to fucking, lay some game on them and get some info out of them. And this is exactly what he did right here. This dude was spilling some hardcore beans.
All right, well, it's got a 10-minute video. We're going to play a little bit of the clip so you guys can see it too.
Say your uncle in Ohio said something about Kamala Harris isn't unfit to be a president because he doesn't have a child.
Okay.
That kind of shit is automatically demoted.
Meet Jeevan Gawali, a senior software engineer at Meta.
Are they doing a good job protecting our democracy?
Hate that fucking
Because I can
phrase.
see these right-wing groups setting up Instagram accounts or Facebook accounts for that matter, right? And just start posting disinformation, be like, Harris is blah blah blah.
That's all going to be demoted 100%. The Civic Classifier is strong.
The senior software engineer also goes on to say that, quote, the person would not be notified, unquote, if they were demoted because of their anti-Kamala
The
Harris
Shadow
post
Realm.
Meta. And red-listed, that's a new term we just learned, red-listed, meaning, according to Collins Dictionary, things that are not permitted.
Would the person who posted that would he be notified that?
The person would not be notified, but there's these things that what you collect is if a bunch of items that, if at least a couple of items that a person has created has violated Civic Classifier, then they're also red listed.
Our OMG American Swiper
Red
asked
listed.
Jeevan if Meta was shadow banning users for their anti-Kamala Harris posts. Take a look at what he says.
So is that called shadow banning?
Shadow banning,
Okay,
yeah.
so they will be shadow banned.
Correct.
They will never be shown. But so they will see a dip in impressions and engagement,
Yeah.
but they would not be officially warned of the reason
So my man
why.
here didn't know he was being
We asked
recorded or
Gawali
something.
he
if
does-
Meta has the ability to affect
James O'Keefe
the
does this.
upcoming 2024 election, to which he responded,
Frequently.
yes, Meta does. Jeevan also confirmed that Mark Zuckerberg intends to help the Democrats in this election cycle.
Yeah, watch
You
this
guys
shit.
have the ability to influence the outcome of the election.
Yes.
Do you think Zuckerberg agrees? Good. Is he going to help the Democrats?
Yeah.
God damn.
Meet
Well,
I mean, there's more to that video. It goes a lot deeper than what we just saw, but that is a very, very good, compact version of what the fuck is going on. Like I said, James O'Keefe will have a shorty go out, infiltrate some dude that's just trying to get laid or whatever. Now, one could say that this dude was just giving lip service because she was kind of leading him,
yeah.
and he's just trying to get into bed. I don't know. That's the case because of how he was speaking.
Yeah,
and what
that's
he
his
was
mini
speaking
flex
on.
to say what they were doing.
Right. So like she sat there and played the part of a fucking liberal, and dude bought it hook, line, and sinker and spilled the fucking beans. There's another part in this video where James O'Keefe reaches out to this dude. And he goes, "Hey, this is James O'Keefe from Project Veritas. Da 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 da. Like, you know, we sent a girl out.
Meeting
You're on a date.
justice.
You were being recorded." And his immediate response was, "Fuck," and then hung up. I was like, "Woo!" But anyway, yeah, that dude just fucking spilled all the beans. Like, we've known this. There's sometimes when I post, I'm very apolitical, but it seems political because I'm calling it out for the farce that it is.
Well, yeah, because you're addressing one party because it was the thing being addressed at the time, and
Right.
everybody instantly is, oh.
Right. So I've always thought, like, is my shit not getting seen, or are people just so cowardly that they don't want to engage it? Some people do engage it. There's those people that show up on my feed only to fucking disagree.
Yeah.
But anywhere else,
We know who you are.
Yes, we do. But anywhere else, they're not to be heard from. So it makes you wonder what gets seen, what doesn't get seen. Now,
Yeah.
roll back about a week or two ago, Hillary Clinton was on CNN talking about we have lost control of the internet. If we cannot control the narrative, like she basically said, controlling the narrative, and paraphrasing, but like controlling speech. So that
Right.
basically, when you're doing that, it's the equivalent of have a significant other, and they won't allow you to go and talk to other people in fear of what you might be talking about. Like, you're controlling this person.
Yeah.
Why would you need to control people to do that? Because you want to control the narrative.
Yep.
So anything that's oppositional to what they believe, it's Stockholm syndrome at its greatest.
Yeah,
People don't even recognize it as that.
You can't have them paint a picture of something that isn't the way you wanted it painted. 'Cause, ooh, that's dangerous.
Yeah,
but like you said, with this whole this is what we know they've done.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're doing to everybody. They just said it was just this civic classifier, so it doesn't care if you're you or somebody with power. It's just going to all run that algorithm to bury stuff.
Right, keywords and shit
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to get demonetized. So this is definitely controlling speech on a different level. But like recently, Zuckerberg came out and said, "No, I want to take a more libertarian approach," because I think he knows who's going to be getting into control, and he probably wants to be on his good side.
Yeah.
So because he might come after him, like, dude, you fucking that's election interference. So he might be just trying to get ahead of it by saying that lip service, but it's still happening. Like, I've gotten flagged for shit that was like they said misleading information. Like, there was nothing misleading about it. You didn't tell me where I was wrong. You just said I was wrong, which I fucking hate when people or bots or whatever the fuck they are
Yeah.
do that. They're like, "Oh, wait a minute, you're saying something I don't want anybody else to know about."
Nothing to back
Basically,
it.
like
Yep.
damage control. Like, there's nothing to see here. Look away. The little the men in black with the little fucking the flash thing. Like, you didn't see anything. It's over. It's done with. But there's another angle. Probably gets pushed off of people's posts and walls, and it's not there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, we even talked about on this podcast a while back. There was another Zuckerberg part where he had to go in front of the court to say what their involvement was or what they were doing. And yes, there was a lot of manipulation to force down posts that weren't of the Democratic Party.
yeah.
We covered that a few weeks back, and this is just more supporting deposition to that. But what else are they burying?
Oh, I'm sure it's a metric fuck ton of stuff.
Yep, without a doubt. All right, guys, next section we're going to roll on over to is...
Oh, that's starting in almost 3/4 of the way in. It looks like.
That's okay, because I actually put it
you
right
got
here.
through all the bullshit. Okay.
Yeah, guys, this is a video of Asmongold, and this had a bunch of different things in here, and I found it and paused it for you so we can jump right into it when he's talking. So the way that I'm understanding it is that he's received over his career a bunch of them, but this is his latest ban.
Yeah.
Because I've seen bans starting back in 2020, I believe.
Dude's a millionaire from streaming. This is what dude does. I enjoy some of his content. The dude does pick his nose live during streams, which is, I'm just like, wow. Is anybody calling that out? I do see in some of his videos where they're calling out, like, clean your fucking room because the background is a disaster. Mine kind of much is organized chaos. But but what dude said, like, he went off on the conflict that's going on with Palestine, Jerusalem, all that shit, and he said a bunch of shit that people just didn't like, and I don't disagree with a lot of what he said. I think is not what he was saying, it was how he was saying it, I guess.
It's people's insensitivities.
Right, yeah. So
sensitivities rather.
so then he came out and made an apology because Twitch canceled him, and like I believe that's where a lot of his fucking bread and butter is from, is Twitch. Gets a lot of fucking cheddar from them. So he's gonna come out and say, you know, this, that, or the other thing to kind of do damage control on himself. But no, I don't disagree. Like, don't fucking cave to these people. I said it. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, that's why this continues. Until people start saying that, yeah, I fucking said it.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
But
you sit there and you bend the knee to these motherfuckers. And I get it. That's your cash cow. But fuck you. I don't have the platform that he has on. We don't have the platform he has on Twitch or any social media. And even if I did, it's whatever. Then if that's what you're going to do to people, then I don't want to be a part of your shit.
Yeah, because then you're just controlled within a box of what you could say or what you can do.
Right. There's no liberty in what you're saying. And then which takes away your authenticity.
Yeah.
Like, if I can't say what I need to be, said, and whether right, wrong, or indifferent, it's still my way to say it. So, yeah, have at it. See what he says. See if you disagree.
So no, I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. It's not even a question. It's crazy that people don't see it that way.
Okay, that's not the bad part yet. It's coming. Bear with us.
That's it. Just takes enough. That's right. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is
And that is the problem, and that's where the hate speech comes in.
horrible. It kills people for their identity.
fucking clown
and it is
covering 'em.
directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for. And it is an inferior culture in all ways.
That's the hate speech part, because he cannot paint with a broad brushstroke and say it's an inferior culture.
Pause
And that is what led him to get.
He did paint it with a broad brush. Not saying he did not do that. He did say this whole, like it was a whole demographic of these people. But this clown is covering him. And I'm sorry that I used his video because I couldn't find the OG video in which he said these things. So I'm using this dude's video, but the hate speech bullshit. Like, that's
How is that
another
even
way?
hate?
Like, I'm like, what is hate speech? It's just something you don't like hearing.
Right, because it changed somebody's perspective on something. To say something is inferior, number one, it's an opinion. But
Right.
number two, I didn't see anything as hate speech. Might have been, like you said, wrong words.
Right.
But that was also backed by factual pieces. Yes, there's opinion to it too, but he's talking about a place that's in constant genocide.
Yeah. And he's not wrong about, like, some of certain religions do have that stuff baked into there. And me, as an atheist, I raised Catholic and just found out, like, somebody's got to be fucking wrong or everybody's right. In either case, I'm not buying it.
Yep.
So to sit there and say that he's not wrong by saying that these people have that in their book, saying, this, my God is superior, I'm willing to kill over it. He's not wrong for saying that. Again, how he said it maybe didn't come across correctly, but to sit there and call it hate speech, that's just, you have no way of taking it down. You have no way of, like, combating it other than calling it that. You're just like, it's hate speech. Just like when somebody says something, happened that's conspiratorial. You're a conspiracy theorist. Or I'm thinking deeper than you are and you just don't want to address it.
It's easy to detract by just throwing
Right.
out a few
Just, I'm
words.
going to hit you with a slanderous piece there. But, like, in theory, Asmund is not wrong by saying what he's saying, because this has been going on in the Middle East for fucking ever. Battling over religion, people funding both sides of the war. Those are war states. They make money off those wars. That's going to perpetuate. It's never going to go away.
No, that's why
You'd,
it's
like,
always been
wipe Hamas off the map. That's not going to happen. Then a new guy. That's why when they had the war on terrorism, you could not really put a face to it. It was an endless enemy.
Yeah.
It was like terrorists.
Like
now
war
you're
on drugs.
Right. It's an endless enemy. Like, that's it. They want you in that perpetual state of fear and war, consenting to go to war and combat it. hey, I need your consent to do this, and I need your tax dollars to go do it too. Just saying. But
Yep.
proceed.
Yep. You want to play this video still?
Yeah. See what else he's got to say.
Get this ban. Now, he did come along. Well, there's a couple of seconds left. Let's finish the clip, and we'll go on to the apology tour.
It is that simple. No, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't care. I don't support them. If you
So you hear the last part and you go, oh my God, that's kind of rough. But if you just look at the other side of things, and I know it's difficult to understand if you have not lived outside of the West, but perhaps I can give you an example of what society is like there. And I'm not going to show you this clip here. I think some of you may recognize what this is already, but this was taken on October 7th, and there's a pickup truck here. And in the back of this pickup truck is the deceased body of Shani Luke, who was a German-Israeli citizen who was dancing at the Nova Festival at the rave. She is stripped down to underwear, and as they are driving through this very crowded street in Gaza, the crowd is ecstatic. They are screaming, they are celebrating, they are spitting and hitting her dead body as this pickup truck is going by. Understand the culture is very different. All right. For a lot of people,
I gotta pause that too, because he just made the exact same reference that Asmongold did, but he did it in a nice fashion.
Yeah.
He just said, notice the culture is a lot different. Asmon said their culture is inferior, but he just said it's a lot different. All he did was choose better diction to go about saying it.
Yeah. It's the culture is definitely different over there. That's old school. That's just the way it's been.
Yeah.
Like a woman's word over there. And a lot of these people that, stick up for what's going on over there on either side, they don't know, or they don't acknowledge that like anybody that was like gay or LGB or what, any of that, they would not exist.
Yeah.
Like they literally, they get wind of you being, where you don't fall in their guidelines. They're going to do what they did to that girl in that fucking van that they're kicking her corpse and all. That's what they do. And it's different there. It's extremely different there.
This guy just kind of backed up his point.
Yeah.
Inadvertently
Asman was more crass about it.
Yeah, because he just came off and saying, I don't care. And that's where everybody's like, oh.
I think with another thing that, like, if I were to pick that apart with Asman, is that he said it, I don't care. There are other people in those religions that aren't as radical. And I do care that anybody gets hurt in war. Civilians always are the first to suffer the casualties.
Yeah.
Or in bigger numbers, just to get a point across, for fuck's sakes. Like, come on, man. That I don't know. To me, that'd be like you and me, like, ready to shoot the place up over, at each other over, like, who would win between John Cena and The Undertaker. Like,
right.
like they're that's just the atheist part of me. It's just like, it's these people, these gods that you worship, where are they? What are they saying to you? What are they doing? Like, other than the scripture that you're reading and the word of mouth that you've received, why are you out there pressing so hard that you're willing to fuck somebody else up over it? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's not
constant. Yeah. So many wars over religion. Yeah, so many lives over religion.
Over somebody, like it's seriously like, this God is not down here, telling you to do this. So
and people can believe what they want to believe, but Ricky Gervais said it very well to Stephen Colbert. He said, "I don't understand why you're disbelieving what I feel, when the only difference between you and me is I believe in one less God than you do."
Right.
He said there were over 3,000 gods worshipped by mankind.
Right.
But I believe in one less than you do.
Stay the fuck away from these cults, man.
And religious then instantly backed it up even further, and he said that I'm a man of science, you're a man of God. Here's the difference. If we took every science book and every Bible and burnt them all right now, the science books would come back identical. Your book would not.
No, that would be literally like if, say, 97% of the human population was eradicated, and somebody comes across, or there's several fucking copies of a Superman book, and people will be like, whoa, fucking Superman.
What is
Like,
this?
holy shit. Like, and they would give their own variation. Like, oh, they would worship that. If that was the only thing that they found in existence, I'm sure there would be a god for it, because they wouldn't know anything outside of that.
Yep. And then people wanting
And
bigger
then they get-
longing and
yeah, and then
belonging.
they get all zealotly and
Yep.
yeah, fuck it. We ain't gonna watch this dude anymore. But like, he's definitely went the other way back at it. Oh, here we go.
Yes. So our next section, guys, is one of the presidential candidates, unfortunately, but it's that time of year. So this one is an interview on Fox with Kamala Harris.
Vice President Kamala Harris stepping into unfriendly territory and doing a nearly half-an-hour interview with Fox News. And it was heated from the very first moment. Didn't start in like slow and sort of friendly. Nope, from the very first moment till the very end.
How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration, because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but
right
do you
now,
just a
which
number?
is-
Do you
but-
think it's 1 million, 3 million?
Brett, let's just get to the point.
So your
And-
Homeland Security Secretary said that
Well, no, I'm not-
85%
but
of
I'm not finished.
apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
It's a
an
rough
immigration
estimate of
system
6 million people
that
have been
needs to be-
released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get you the question. I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
And when you
she
came
wasn't.
in for
Please
the
finish.
She was
May I finish-
terrible.
May I finish responding,
but
please?
here,
All right, that was right from the
They go
beginning.
into another
It
part
was
right here.
tense, and it continued. At one point, Harris visibly angry. She was railing against Trump and his threat to target what he has called the enemy from within.
He's the one who talks about an enemy within, an enemy within, talking about the American people, suggesting he would turn the American military on the American people.
we asked that question to the former president today. Harris Faulkner had a town hall, and this is how he responded.
I heard about that. They were saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. No, but think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's a terrible thing.
So
Brett, I'm sorry, and with all due respect, that clip was not what he has been saying about the enemy
Okay, you
within
can
that he
cut
has
this.
repeated when he's.
The last part of that clip, like, I guess that might not have been the clip that he wanted aired. I think he came forward and said that. However, are you going to bitch about cut and paste fucking politics when that's all the left has been doing for the past, 2016? That's what they do. They pick and choose. They run one soundbite or one film and go, yep, look what he said. Look at the motion he made. Like, and without any context, and they run with it. They like spin doctor the fuck out of it. Having said that, this woman, the whole interview, we're not going to watch the whole interview. I don't want to do that to my viewers, your viewers. I just don't want to do it. It's cringe as fuck. Hearing her talk is cringe. It's because it's a female, because there's other women I could sit there and listen and have intellectual conversations with. Her voice in and of itself cracks, which she speaks with uncertainty. There's nothing definitive to her in any fucking phrase. Throughout this whole interview, it was a failed attempt to redirect the question and go somewhere else with it.
Yeah.
Not answer the question. The whole fucking interview was like that. She did not come forth on anything.
Nope.
She did not admit fault on anything.
The most prepped I've ever seen her was the actual presidential debate.
Right.
Because there was a lot of intelligible ways that there were responses, but this just seems like I'm going to turn myself into a victim
Yeah.
while I'm talking
Yeah.
to you.
And then all of it was like a redirect against Trump.
Yeah, rather than what are we doing in this issue or what's this issue, but what is he doing? What is he
Right.
doing?
It's exactly like that. So like the Democrats aren't even trying anymore, and this is hideous. Like, is it too late to go back to Biden? Because I think he's probably going to stand a better chance than she does. I'm serious when I say that. Like, they're not trying. You've thrown somebody who's mentally, in decline with Biden out there, and that's not going on. So we're just going to switch to her and protect democracy that she wasn't democratically elected to. Weird. We're going to run her. And I don't think, like, even people that have her signs on their yard, you could run a fucking toaster against Donald Trump and people would put, toaster 2024, anything but Trump.
I
because
saw it
that's
pop
what
up
they were
immediately
told.
when it was switched.
Yeah, like, and it's like there's one video I couldn't find it. I looked for it before we streamed, where she's talking to somebody and her body language is absolute dog shit too. And she's like, I'm for the American people, and nodding from side to side. I'm huge on reading body language.
Yeah.
Your mind is saying and your mouth is saying that, but your heart is not. You're going back and forth. Like, your body language is contradicting what you're saying. It's not there. There's no substance to this person. This is like, the Democrats are not even trying. And whether it's a grand scheme of, let's see who's, litmus test, who's smart and who's not, by going out and backing somebody who has no content to her. I don't know, but there's nothing. She's an empty vessel.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
How much
terrible.
That once again just goes to party selection, even over person selection, because it should always be what's the character of this person, what's this, but not even just Democrats right now, because think of the way that all these elections have been done. It's all just what she was just doing there.
Yeah.
It's just this person doesn't do, this person doesn't do, not what are you going to do?
Right.
What's the plan? He doesn't have a plan. Okay, what's your plan?
It's like,
I'm not going to tell you.
Right, it's like watching reality TV.
Yeah.
There's really, there's no substance to what she's saying at all. It's like, really, like, I am a victim. Feel sorry for me. I am a woman of color.
We're going to make better choices.
Right. And but she hasn't shown anything like to the other side's defense. What have they shown in the last fucking almost 4 years?
Right.
Like, you're paying more for everything and for and I don't want to hear the environmentalist either while we're here on that. I don't want to hear any more about environmentalists that are killing trees. This is one day of political bullshit. Like, what the fuck? We can't go back. Yes, we cannot go back to paying normal prices for gas and food. We should not do that. There's a nice little, put that on front of somebody's yard. Like, what are you guys doing, man? Do better. You guys suck.
A new way forward, but she's still in power right now.
New way forward, but
okay,
we continually go backward.
Hey, that's the directions for going in circles right there.
Yeah.
Guys, switching it up and onto another topic.
More positive shit.
Yeah. A little bit of some current happenings in the technology world. So there were some ramblings going on about some new products Nintendo's going to be releasing. They've got the Switch 2 or whatever it's going to end up being called on the brink of being shown off. So they said they would show it off by fiscal year 25, which their fiscal year starts in March. And there were ramblings about the Switch being shown off on the 10th of October. This is what we got instead of that, though. So it is actually a product Nintendo just released, and it's selling out somehow. And why I say somehow, you'll see in a minute. But it's called Nintendo Alarmo. So they've chosen to make their own product based upon quality of sleep. There were some patents from way back that they were starting to do, and then this actually ended up being the fruition of it. So it's the first time King's seen this too, but it is
quite alarming.
Yes, it is an alarm clock that Nintendo built.
This is Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo, an interactive alarm clock that's out of the ordinary.
Oh, we missed this. Sorry. Baby BD Model just gave us a follow on Twitch. It did not come through our alert box, but thank you very much.
Is it the Mario?
Do you hear that?
Rolls?
Yep.
The alarm is going off. But Alarmo doesn't just play music to start your day.
You're rolling over and hitting coins.
That's right. It responds to your body's movement with game sounds.
Can you imagine having sex to the Alarmo?
Just all the coins? Odyssey. I knocked the coins right out there.
Dude, what happens when you climax? Holy shit.
Oh, that's the Zelda sound from when you open a treasure chest.
No, it's the cooking.
With the sound of ink splats from Splatoon 3.
Oh my god.
So, in a generality, it's going to show you that there's about 4 or 5 different games in here that it has. And it gets more aggressive as you're watching it. So, if you're not getting up, it gets louder and louder, and then it switches over from Mario to Bowser to wake you up.
Inspired by 5.
So it's got a bunch of different things in it for themes, and it does have some kind of tech going on in
Play
it.
when you get into bed and help.
Do you have to wear something that coordinates with it so it shows your movement or
No,
something?
so it's got, that's what this is up top, and then it tracks it right here, movement records.
And hourly
So-
chime.
That
Your
piece,
Nintendo alarm was like, stop jerking off. You've done it 3 times today.
there's so much movement in your bedroom right now.
I'm saying,
It's
I'm not
always-
even at home. What the fuck?
So this product, while it is cool, and I collect a lot of things Nintendo, I can tell you that I'm not buying this. Not for the fact that it's an alarm clock, not for the fact that we've all got them on our cell phone, but for the fact that this product is $100.
So it's the price point that's not breaking you, not the privacy aspect.
I don't care about if they want to know I'm jerking off at 1 in the morning. Let them. But because it's not even a camera, it's just a motion sensor. That's what that white piece is, just like your Ring
I don't
camera
know,
if you're
man.
walking through for a motion sensor.
I want to hear Edward Snowden's review on this shit.
But here's the wild thing: at $100, this thing's already sold out somehow.
It's the name.
So it is, but
It's like a
I'm somebody
Fitbit
that would
for your
go out
bed.
and buy a lot of stuff, but I would never.
It's like a
pay
Fitbit for your bed,
$100
though,
for it.
dude. It is like a Fitbit for your bed. It's just like, what's going on with your bed?
Today you had
Get up and move,
1,200
you lazy
steps while
fuck.
in bed.
Get out of your mom's basement, asshole. Go walk around and shower.
Except the Nintendo one would just pester you with Mario's voice to get out of there. Yoo-hoo!
Dude, they need, that's another thing. They need, like, if they put like a smell check on these fucking nerds that don't leave their house and just play video games.
Ooh.
Yeah, that that would be cool.
They could have incorporated it right into
Yes.
Alarmo.
Hey, Nintendo, if you're listening,
Here's an Alarmo.
I would like
Take
some
a shower.
I would like some royalties from that idea, sirs.
No doubt. All right, guys. The last thing we want to show you
It's on now,
is a little
motherfuckers.
bit of our handiwork that we just put together. We were talking about it for a while. We do have a merch store that is active and live. So if you like the stream, you'd like to support us or wear some of our swag that we've got up on there, go ahead and give us a check out at streamlabs.com/justthetip2024. It will show you all the products we have. But this new one, since it is presidential season, and since it is fitting along with our podcast, we went ahead and created some new merchandise.
This is brilliant.
So
Oh,
we're going to
mama.
show you right now.
Mama, make
Mama.
America moist again. On a coffee mug, motherfuckers. Ain't no moisture like some coffee moisture.
That's right.
Even
We
though
do
I hate
have
coffee.
we do have this actually going to be changing some colors and putting it onto the trucker hats, so it will be aptly used. But a great idea, and who doesn't like moisture?
And you walk around, if you've got a hot mama in your life and you like to make her moist,
Right,
it's a
right
fucking
there.
gift for you right
It's right
there,
there.
dude. That's amazing. That's great. And for $8,
Take it.
$8,
Take it.
You better get on that shit.
Take it. Take it.
Yeah, dude. No, we're gonna put it on trucker hats and some shirts too. Hopefully by the end of this week we'll have some of that merchandise available for everybody.
Yeah.
I know I'm getting some of this shit because it's fucking amazing. It's
Oh,
great.
the quality of the stuff is really awesome
Yes,
too. I
yes.
actually got a sublimation version of a swimsuit, and the details on the thing were
Yeah.
just amazing.
Yeah, I look better on a titty than I do in real life.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Guys, that's going to wrap us up for today. If it was your first time checking us out, make sure you give us a subscribe. Come back next Friday, so when we have another show for you, we'll have some new topics. But thank you for checking it out. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, I got to apologize. The last couple of weeks we've been trying to get our schedules coordinated together. We got stuff to do sometimes, and it doesn't happen. But we'll try to press a little bit harder and get more content out to everybody.
Heck yeah. All right, guys, that will do us for today. Until next time, mama.